Hello there, it's the Frankenstein again after a long time. It's been around a month since I last did my video with Junior Frankenstein. I've been really busy with life lately. I had a tough exam, so I needed to grind up. But I promise from now on I'll be putting up at least 2 videos per week. Now that that's out of the way, let's discuss the topic of our video today, which is a first impression. So this is going to be another episode from my playlist, The Prototype. Today I'm going to cover a house called Happyland Fragrances. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray on these. I got around 10 samples. This is going to be a 2-part series video. So on my first part I'll be doing 5 fragrances, and then on the next it will be more like an extension of this episode. On the next video, it's going to be another episode. So with first impression, you know the deal. I spray them on a little paper that I've got here, a Frankenstein certified tester. Because of the budget restraints, I'm gonna just spray them there and give you my first unhinged opinion on these fragrances. So catch me after the intro. Now a little word of disclaimer before I begin. This is not technically the first impression because I've actually worn each sample once, so I have a pretty good idea of how the dry down feels like. So in my first impression series, I would give you both the initial spray and the dry down. Also, I'd like to incorporate another point, is that I've merged my own perspective and my brother's perspectives as well, because I thought that way you guys would benefit from a more varied opinions. And since we've actually grown up together, we have shared similar experiences growing up, and I wanted them to pick up something familiar. If they could pick up anything familiar that they have previously smelled in around these territories where I currently reside. So now that that's out of the way, let's start with the first one, which is Barbershop. Okay? From the name of it, 1, 2. Look at that sprayer. EJ doesn't kid around when he comes to his sprayers. The bottle shoots massive juices. The samples aren't far off for samples. Okay? So Barbershop, I think what he's trying to do is trying to encapsulate the traditional barbershop type fragrance. Damn. Now this is definitely a challenging scent in my opinion. I like the concept what EJ is trying to go here. In this case, he tried to encapsulate the smell of leather seat in a barbershop. So there's a unique spin-off on the traditional barbershop type fragrances where you get lavender, citrusy notes, and that barbershop aftershave kind of smell. But here, what you get is the smell that you get when you enter a barbershop from the leather seats. So it's not an uber clean leather seat, but it's more like a leather seat that has got a little wear and tear. The smell that leather seat would produce. Now this has a fresh edge to it. In the beginning stages, it is quite uplifting. It has some depth, but in the dry down it becomes more and more like that leather smell. But initially it has a pop, and I think it has obviously the leather notes, and in the opening there may be some citruses. or there may be some incense. There's a smoky feel at the background as well. I'm not too sure about the notes, but that's what my nose picks up on my second try, okay? Now, for me personally, it's a hard pass. People may appreciate this fragrance because it's kind of going the other way with barbershop type fragrances. While I definitely appreciate what he was trying to achieve here, but this to me, to us, it smells like a famous leather shoe shop in our country. The smell that we get when we enter that shop. If anyone from my viewers from Bangladesh is watching, this smells, when it dries down, this smells like when you enter the shop of Bata. So that's how it feels. I don't want you to be I don't want you to feel offended by it, but that's what my nose picks up. But it has that aftershave effect. Initially you get that zing, an uplifting boost, but later in the later stages, the leather fully kicks in, and if that's the leather you like, I think you'd really love it. Now on to the next one, which is Green Irish Tobacco. There you go. Hopefully that picks up. Not too subtle with the name, eh? EJ, I know what you're trying to do here. Hopefully the juice replicates my thoughts as well. Oh yeah. So this is Happyland's version of the almighty Green Irish Tweed from Crete, I presume. And there's a lot of similarities, I tell you. Oh, this is so good. I get a lot of cinnamon from this. It definitely takes a lot of elements from Green Irish Tweed. It has the similar clean, soapy, Irish back-esque, fresher take in this one. But this has some freshness. This has some smokiness as well. I presume there's incense here. It has that sparkling opening, but I think if I'm drawing a comparison, the original is more on the cleaner side of things, while this is more full-bodied. It has more character. I'm picking up tobacco as well. This is more rounded off with a spicy edge. The notes that really stand out here are obviously the fresh stuff that you normally get in a standard Green Irish Tweed, and additionally you get tobacco, some incense, and cinnamon, a lot of cinnamon. Initially, what this reminded all of us is the crispiness, the crispy smell of new paper that we get normally when you get new papers, the fresh crisp smell. That's what you get here. Not a paper cut, but I tell you, this is a smell cut. Cause I'll take this, I'll pick this over Green Irish Tweed. That's how good this is. This is definitely a must try, and I have a feeling this will grow on me. Now on to the third one, which is Happyland's Signature. Let's see what I pick up. This is something that got my attention really, because I'm a huge gourmand lover. I saw Mr. Smelly do a review on this in Barbershop. This is what really steered me in this the direction of Happyland fragrance, and later on Darren with his Queer Cafe effectively captured my imagination with this house. Damn, this is so intoxicating. Oh yes. Oh yes. Right from the get-go, I'm gonna give it to you. This is a must-buy for me. I'm buying this shit. It's so intoxicating. Such a gourmand lover's therapy. Very sweet and spicy indeed. And it has some resins as well. It has some incense. And again, I get that cinnamon here. Also some creaminess creeping in. Maybe it has sandalwood as well. Even though it has this spiciness, I think it has a lot of honey as well. I think it's really sweet. Honey, amber. Even though this has those sticky, rich notes, I think you can pull it off in the summer as well. It definitely lives up to the name. Has that signature quality. It's versatile, quite versatile in my opinion. Now this reminded all of us of pan masala. If you live in the eastern side of the world, you'd know, especially if people from Indian subcontinent, you guys know what pan masala smells like. It's a delicacy, and I can't imagine anyone hating the smell of pan masala. Oh, this is so full-bodied. And it has a lot of depth. That's all I can say about it. And so far, this is a hit. This is getting a bottle from me. I'm getting bottled from this. On to the next one, which is Plum Loco. Ooh, now this is quite challenging. I think EJ has a thing for leather. I see him couple leather with a lot of things, and it's interesting. I like his philosophy. But this is quite challenging. I'm not the biggest fan of Plum. Maybe that's why this is coming off a little underhanded, in my opinion. The two notes that stand out for me personally here is the leather and the plum. It has a sophisticated edge to it. It has that sweet, ripe leather smell, coupled sweet, ripe plum smell coupled with a leather. I can see that this is quite a challenging endeavor coming from EJ. Coupling those two notes. Someone who likes those two notes, the ripe smell of plum and leather, they will definitely most certainly enjoy this. But it's a pass for me. I'm sorry to say it's a pass for me. I just don't like plum. Now on to the last one. I don't actually have the decant bottle with me. Right from the get-go, what you need to know about this is I personally absolutely loved it. All of my brothers loved it. So the next decant I loved it so much that I used the whole decant bottle up. So I'm not going to show that to you, but at this point a picture is going to pop up of that bottle if you're interested. Now that that's out of the way, now let me give you what I found from for holidays. Now initially when I looked at the name, my expectations were more like beach vibes, vacation, something around those territories. But after smelling it, my god, it's another brilliant gourmand. And for someone like me who is absolutely into his gourmand game, it was an absolute blessing. Now don't get me wrong, I like my blue fragrances and aquatics, but I just love my gourmand a tad bit more. So if you see the name for holidays, so basically means holiday for men, and you buy into that vacation vibe, you'll be misleaded. But if you are looking for something for a hangout, lounge type, something that you'd smell like when you're chilling with your friends in a shisha lounge. That's what it smells like. Or when you're trying to have some fun with your friends, that's the kind of scent profile it has. I pick up on the initial spray a strong dose of maple syrup and coffee, sweet coffee, not the dark bitter one, more like the sweet frappuccino kind of smell. And as it dries down, it becomes more sweeter. I think it has notes of maple syrup, coffee, and maybe honey or amber. Those are the things I pick up. But what this reminded all of us is the smell of wafer. You know that those little tiny packets of delicious goodness that you can binge eat in cafes. That's what it reminds me of, and I absolutely loved it. I haven't smelled quite anything like it before, so the moment I smelled it, I went absolute bonkers on my second wearing. This is the only fragrance that went through multiple wearings, so that just gives you how good it was. That's about it from me today on this edition, and I'll be covering 5 more fragrances on the next edition, so stay tuned. The video will be up quite soon. And as always, the Frankenstein has spoken.